We ready to roll?
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Hey, man, I just show up.
With your host, Lee Rodriguez.
I am a visionary. Like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes.
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman.
Is Jose on the show tonight?
He says he's coming.
It's like Elton John all over again, just minus the death threats.
Kelly Harris.
Reach your hand in your pants there, big boy. That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
And our good buddy Mahoney.
Hey, Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
We can do just glorious, wonderful things on our phones, people.
No one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's going to be great. I mean, obviously, I think it'll be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire. Your take's so hot.
Come on. It's so good. It's pretty good. It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
It seems like the concept that would run its course very quickly. What is going on, everybody? Happy New Year. Today is January 2nd, 2024, and this is episode number 647 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I am your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nyes.
No.
Jose Guzman.
I'm 1-0 versus the mute button.
Oh, shit. Kelly Harris is here. What's up, Kelly?
When you become an old man in comics, you either become a fan of old comic strips or Betty Page.
That's accurate. And our good buddy Mahoney's here. Fucking gang's all here for the first show of 2024. What's up, Mahoney?
That's right. I'm a little concerned that Nice is in danger. He asked for help, and none of us helped him.
No, I said, no.
I mean, it sounds like a cry for help to me.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
It was. Where did I send it? It was probably the Mahoney Mania thread. It was Mike Tyson basically snuggle attacking Hasbullah, the little fucking weirdo. And Mike Tyson just grabs him and starts like pretending like he's gonna eat him, like the way I snuggle my dog, like come here, and then Hasbullah just goes no.
Who is that? Like, who is this Hasbullah character?
The tiny little Russian man.
I'm shocked that you don't know who he's. Like a little fighter guy.
Yeah, he's like an MMA
Personally,
mascot.
You'd love him, Lee.
Yeah.
He's like Russia's version of Tito.
Oh, okay.
He reminds me of like a fucking Eastern Bloc Joe C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was hanging out with what's the
Everybody.
UFC fighter that had
Conor McGregor, usually.
Yeah. Well, no.
No, the guy that fought him, the guy that choked him out.
the one with the furry hat.
Yeah.
He hangs out with literally everyone. He's sought after.
But
He's like a little baby, but he's a man.
Yeah.
It's so funny
What
because
a life.
especially like with Mike Tyson, if you're a small man and Mike Tyson grabs you and starts making noises like he's gonna eat you, like that'd freak you the fuck out.
Oh yeah.
Also,
You don't
You're
know
a
if
grown
he's joking.
man. Like
Yeah.
a regular size man, and
Yeah.
Mike Tyson's like, well, I'm gonna fucking take a bite out of you. You're like, I mean, he might mean it.
Yeah, he did it to Holyfield. He'll do it to anybody he wants.
You're the
We've
first
all
grown
seen
man I bit bigger bitches, motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, I just sent it to the Popcast thread, and I'm gonna open that bitch up, and we're gonna watch it because it makes me laugh so much.
You're gonna love it, Lee. He's like a tiny little baby, but he's a full-grown man.
I gotta fix my window capture. Hold on a second. Here we go. So it's Mike. It looks like a podcast set. Mike Tyson is pretending to defend himself against Hasbullah. Hasbullah's got his little tiny bucket hat on, and it gets too real for the little man.
Look at him. Look at him.
There's no way he definitely does not know that he is not a child.
I don't know. Have you ever seen it? So my favorite Hezbollah videos are the ones where he smacks the shit out of his like entourage. Like one of them will like tickle him or something, do something like childish, and he just turns around, just slaps the shit out of him, and it'll be like, no, we don't do
Tyson
that.
is definitely play fighting with him like he's a child.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely. You
he's
can't
like-
just turn around and slap Mike Tyson either. You gotta just take it.
And he's like, no, I am grown man.
Yeah.
This tickles so much.
Because like in that moment, you are completely powerless to stop what's happening.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
You're a fucking
Might as well
4-year-old
fucking
boy.
Giggle a little bit and move on with your life.
You better enjoy your last day having 2 ears. Got him. Got you, Mike Tyson. Did I tell the story about Mike Tyson at MJ BizCon and went to shoot him, and he was just straight up smoking a joint the entire time he was at this booth signing autographs? I'm
I
like,
don't think so.
I can't use any of this.
Yeah. I say fucking use it.
No, we got enough that we don't have to use it.
You know. Hey, are you gonna tell him to stop? Imagine being some fucking just like Jamoke convention center employee and being like,
Right? Yeah, I was afraid he was gonna see me
That's
through the camera lens
not allowed.
and just come charging.
The last footage of you is Mike Tyson punching through the camera.
Nice was never seen again.
That's wild. Absolutely wild. Well, Happy New Year, gang.
We back.
Off to a real weird one for a couple of us. Hell, probably for all of us, let's say. I'm sure nobody's having a super normal time. What's normal anymore?
I'm having an amazing
just-
2024.
Yeah, exactly.
I have been pooping so great.
Well, shit, nice. Opening up with that 2024 sphincter action.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
that in itself is abnormal, no? Like, that's concerning enough.
it's just you get into the nitty gritty of the holidays, and you're the average person's intestinal tract is taking a beating, and just to start
absolutely.
2024 with some real slick, easy duties, it'll put you in a good mood.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that, because every once in a while, you ever sort of congratulate yourself, like, on a real solid Duke. You're like, oh man, fucking good, hell yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, good job, bud.
Or the ones that feel so good that they send like adrenaline pumping through your body. And you're just like wired after that.
just kind of sets the tone for the whole day,
Mhm.
Like, no,
Yeah,
I
let's
completely
talk about-
respect that.
God
And you
forbid.
know what? Congratulations, good for you. I'm
thank
very
you.
happy for you.
God forbid it's
On
after
the
you take a
contrary-
shower.
Every once in a while, you get one of those ones that's just depressing. You're just like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like this. So this is how this week's gonna be, huh?
You
Yeah,
you
you're
go
like,
to
great.
wipe, and it's
I
just
hate
a
the one
ghost.
that's like, you gotta go to work, and you're like, oh, I know this is not done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's definitely, we shot the whole trilogy at once, and we're just, the first movie was ready for release, and they're editing the second. But it's coming out fucking soon.
and the next one's gonna be Matrix Revolutions, and
Yeah.
that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, no shit. Actually, we
Um,
split that third one into 2 parts.
I could be wrong. But I think we might be broadcasting on Twitch. Because it is definitely not coming up on YouTube, but it should be, right? Did did I not pick? Hold on. Can I stop streaming? Man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Who put me in charge?
Bless you.
I said we all just go take doo-doos.
I mean, no, they're still waiting on it. God damn it. All right, so I'm going to stop streaming.
Okay.
Stopping stream. Where is...
Dormammu,
Kelly,
come
how
to
could you let
bargain.
this happen?
Who's doing that?
We ready to roll?
Oh, what the...
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night and
Stop. Fuck me. All right. How the fuck do I do this? Stop recording, maybe? Settings. Studio mode. No. Exit.
Studio mode.
All of this because Justin TV had to be a dickhead.
Justin TV. You're going all the way back to Justin TV.
Yes, I blame Justin TV.
Like, you started us down this road.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here if you would have just played it cool, man.
What's crazy is that Twitch actually is Justin TV.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wild.
Why do I have to sign
More you
into
know.
this fucking garbage every time? God damn it.
Well,
One of
now
these
it makes
days
me feel
I'm
better.
gonna
All
have to-
I gotta do is plug my microphone in, and I can't get that shit to work. So you're doing great.
I mean, one of these days I'll figure out how to broadcast them both at the same time, but that day is not today. What are you turning your fucking... Why am I turning my flashlight on?
Think they'd have the hang of it by now.
What the fuck?
In these dark times, we must utilize our flashlights.
You think Joe Rogan ever has this problem? Just fucking.
I think Joe Rogan is rolled into the studio like a barrel, and then they're like, "Right here, Joe. Talk this way."
Talk this way.
Can you bring that up on the screen, Jamie?
Every couple of weeks, Jamie's just like, fucking shit, god damn it. Like,
Now imagine you're the podcast producer for Joe Rogan, and
that's Jamie.
Something's
Yeah,
going
that's
wrong.
Jamie. Jamie Vernon.
Okay, so you're Jamie, and this is happening,
Yeah.
and he's
That's what I'm
just
saying. I wonder if it happens.
Joe
like,
Rogan.
it's almost like it has to happen.
He's
It can't just
not
be us.
patient.
I refuse to believe it's only us.
Jamie goes to fix something. Joe Rogan just starts jerking off.
Lee, have you seen the new leaked patch notes?
No.
So apparently they're changing Miss Marvel now to where you have to have... She only strengthens zones that have two differently costing or power... No, different cost or power characters in them.
So you can't have just one like you could before, basically?
Correct. Which makes her pretty much useless.
Yes, that makes her useless. I just cannot wait till they fuck up Sebastian Shaw.
Yeah. I love
They're gonna be
Shaw.
like once per game. Like, okay, well, I'll just never use this again.
Yeah, I love that card right now.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's restart the show real quick. Or
Okay.
or we just want to roll into it, and then YouTube will be what it is.
It's up to you.
All right.
Yeah.
We are starting the stream. We are streaming. Should be.
Hey.
Let me
There we go.
double check that. Let me make sure. I got too many fucking windows. There we go. Yeah, it's
Reasonably sure.
working.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, bro.
Yay.
The fuck I'm
Sorry,
talking
YouTube.
about. Good job.
We watched Mike Tyson fight a baby, and they took away the beginning of the
Well,
show.
maybe it was good that was on Twitch and not YouTube. So yeah, real quick, I fucked up since the last time we did a show. It was on Twitch. We were broadcasting on Twitch for the first part of it, but now we're here on YouTube. So enjoy.
I just would like to point out again that not one time did Kelly ask you to check that. So really, I put this all on Kelly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
One of these days, like I said, I'll figure out how to broadcast at both at the same time, and then maybe it won't ask me how to ask me to log in 7 times when I'm trying to get it set up.
It's just one of those days.
Yeah.
Oh, and the volume slider is definitely moving again.
God damn it.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Can't have anything nice. I'm sorry, nice.
All right, so what do we want to talk about?
It kept asking me, like, are you human? But it wouldn't take my answers. And I just kept singing in my head, I'm more human than human.
I always get real indignant with those sometimes. It's like, are you a robot? I'm like, motherfucker, you're a robot.
Yeah. Who are
Like,
you
you
to be
didn't tell
casting
me.
stones? Are you ratting out your own people? What's going on here?
Fucking dick.
Like, ooh, we got a robot here.
I do love that the way to ensure that we're not a robot on the internet is they show us a picture and they're like, what is a stoplight?
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
a robot can't figure that shit out.
But it's all pictures.
Well, like
of
now they
dogs.
got the real lazy ones where it's just like, I don't know, man, fucking slide this puzzle piece over. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's nice. It makes me feel very autistic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
fine, whatever, like-
artistic.
yeah.
No, you were right the first one.
Remember the other day when I used the R word, but it fit? It was worth it.
Well, I mean,
Was it? It
no,
was
but I
about.
believe you.
It was about fucking Ted Nugent and his ilk.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Bunch of R words. Bunch of R words starting shit with the Swifties. Good luck with that.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Bad idea. So yeah, fucking, we're back. Everybody's here. New year, all that crazy shit. Had a good Christmas. Took the whole week off, which was kind of awesome. Highly recommend if you have the chance to do that, then you should definitely do that because it's the fucking best.
Mm-hmm.
Kids had a good one. The very low pressure. Not didn't do a bunch of shit didn't want to do. It was great. Fucking what else do you want out of a time off?
Mm-hmm.
Zoe and I went out one day because she was like, I want to go fucking spend some Christmas money. I'm like, sure, we'll go hang out. And we went to Books A Million, where one, I found the Thing dog creature from NECA. It is
Yes.
fucking gnarly. It is so fucking cool.
I think it's
It's just-
horrifying looking.
It's just so you can do anything from like a regular ass dog to the horrible monster with all the tentacles and shit like that, and anything in between. There's like 30 some odd parts that just come out and peg in wherever you want them to go. It's fucking cool. It's really, really gross. But while we were there looking around, they had a copy of Renegade Studios' Transformers deck building game, the card game, and like the sticker was like now $30 something thing, but it was on this shelf that had all this 50% off shit on it. So I'm like, I'll check it out for $15, but not 30. But we'll carry it up to the register and see what happens. So get up to the front, and I'm like, hey, can you let me know the price on this? Like, whatever. And the guy kind of scans it, and he goes, it's 30, and puts it down. And I'm like, and I'll pass then. And there's like a beat, and the dude goes, so you want to go put it back? And I'm like,
fuck?
I what? I get it. And he turns around and he points to this like shelf behind this like rolling like a cart. And he's like, because I already got to put all this back, and I got to put all that back. So you're gonna go put this back or what? And Zoe's like, I'll put it back. Zoe takes it to the back while I'm checking. He's just bitching. He's like, if this was I want to say the 27th.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he was like, and so he was like, yesterday was worse than the day before. It was hell on earth. Is what it was. It was terrible.
Shell
it was
shock.
all this whatever. He's just bitching and bitching, and then he just scans a couple things that I got, and like didn't even imply that they had bags. Just like fucking, I rang it up, and he just looked at it. I paid, and he just stared at me, and I'm like, I'll carry this, I guess. we're gonna head on out, buddy.
Yeah, you should have looked at him and been like, "So you're gonna put this in the bag?"
No, he was one bad move away from going full falling down.
It's wild.
So I just carried my shit outside. It was a truly bizarre interaction.
He was having a real one. I know how that is.
He really was. He really,
I don't know, in
really
that
was.
moment when he's like, "You're gonna put this back," I would have been really hard pressed to not just carry it off somewhere like that I know it doesn't belong. Drop it there.
Yeah.
Be like, there you go.
But you know what?
There you go.
That's not his problem then.
Oh no,
Oh,
I
and
would have found a
fucking-
place that makes it. Would have been like
someone else's.
in the door handle, you know? Would have made it his problem.
And fucking Zoe was incensed. She was like, "It's his job to put it back."
She's been there.
Like, you know how much shit I gotta put back at the store? Come on, this is your job. I'm like, hey, he was going through some shit. You
This
gotta
is-
let him have this one.
I just finished my Sopranos rewatch, and this is when Christopher showed up at the pastry shop, and the guy tried to take the guy in line behind him, and he locked the front door and was like, took his gun out, was like, "Do I look like a bitch? Like, why are you treating me like this?" He shot him in the foot.
Christopher.
I think if
Goddamn,
you
that's
were
a good
going
show.
to a retail store, anytime in the 3 to 4 days surrounding Christmas on each side, you should not expect anything of retail employees.
Hey, nobody expected anything of me, so that's fair.
Shit was wild. And then I watched 2 movies which prominently feature a heron, which was kind of bizarre, of all things.
Weird that it happened twice.
It
Was
really
there also
is.
a boy in both of them?
I do not believe there was a human boy in the other one. My lovely wife has been looking forward to that migration picture for about a year now, since they did the first trailer. She was so hype about this fucking cartoon duck movie. So we went to check that out. And you know what? It's pretty good. It's a pretty good time. That fucking dad duck has his head on straight until they go fill in his head with crazy notions about adventure. Like the whole first act, I'm like, this fucking duck has got it right. Fucking stay in the pond. Fuck the war. I don't want to fly anywhere. God no, the city's terrifying. But it's good. It's a good time. Fucking Danny DeVito plays like the old decrepit Uncle Duck, and he is straight up just removed from any shots in the trailer that have him. Like, there's no reference that this character even exists in any of the promotional materials. It's kind of an odd move.
Except for the gigantic fucking Macy's Day balloon in the Macy's Day parade, Lee.
Oh, really?
It was
He's not in any of the trailers.
They made a point to point out that it was the Danny DeVito Uncle Duck character from
Okay.
Migration is the balloon.
Not like the main duck, but the duck that they decide to scrub from all the marketing.
Well, because he
Uncle
had a
Duck.
sandwich. And does
He
the
is eating a sandwich.
does
That's
the
true.
Uncle Duck have a sandwich?
He does, yes.
Okay, so yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe that Uncle Duck got canceled.
Yeah. Yeah, he fights a bunch of pigeons, New York pigeons, for a sandwich. And, that's not a fight I would take. Those New York pigeons are something else.
Okay, first
Although
you won't fight a bear, now you won't even fight pigeons.
New York
Pigeons?
pigeons are a different breed, bro.
Lee, you
Although there
fight
is-
men.
There is a scene where the ducks are flying through the kitchen of like a restaurant, and I'm like, oh, hey, I've seen that in real life. That shit does in fact happen. Like a duck will straight up fly into your kitchen in New York City. Birds
Understand.
do that.
I think you showed up at that Books A Million register, and that man was like, "This guy won't fight a pigeon. Put your own shit back. Take your books."
Him, I would have fought. I If only, I feel like I know how a man's gonna attack. You don't know how a fucking bird's gonna react. And then we went to see
The other day in the car, I taught both of my children the strategy for fighting geese, which I know you all know, which is you grab the first two geese by the neck and use them as nunchucks.
Of course.
They loved it. Lisa was horrified. She was like, "You do not do that." And I was like, "Absolutely you do. How else would you do it?"
I love that she was horrified, like she doesn't know this is who you
Yeah,
are.
I know. I was
this
like,
point,
"What are you
you know?
acting like you don't know how to fight geese? Come on."
So, we did a Christmas party last Saturday. Then we do like a white elephant, dirty Santa. whatever you
Oh,
wanna call
hell
it.
yeah.
And I ended up coming back home with this phenomenal planter.
I gotta find this motherfucker.
And it had, it already had like a fake, like a little fake succulent and shit like that. It was perfect. This tremendous planter. I'll throw it in the podcast thread for you guys. That make life a little easier.
I just
I was so excited. I brought this fucker home.
There we go.
And I put it down in on the highest possible shelf in the kitchen. I just kind of left it there and waited. Just put it there. There she is. Look at her.
Look at them honkers.
Big old titty planter.
God damn. You said succulent, and I'm like, yeah.
Goddamn right. We get home that night, and Nicole's like, "Where's the titty planter?" And I said, I put it away. She's like, "Where is the titty planter?" And I said, "I put it away." Then she says, "It's somewhere in my fucking house waiting for me to find it, isn't it?" And I said, "I put it away." And let it go at that. You interpret that however the fuck you want to interpret that. That's your problem.
Did you put it in Narnia?
No. I put it right next to the kitchen sink on the highest possible shelf where I knew she couldn't reach it. And it was like
Nice,
2 days later
You get the
before
wrong
I'm
screen
just...
up.
Now we're
We're
looking at
we're in the
Gmail.
Gmail.
What the fuck?
There we go. Oh my god, is it a butthole? A couple days later, I'm minding my own business, like completely apropos of nothing, and I just hear her go, "God damn it!"
Damn, those are nice titties.
Succulent.
Could have been anything. And I'm like, "What's wrong?" And she goes, "You put the fucking titty planter in the kitchen." And I go, "Oh, you found Gladys, huh?"
Oh, Gladys.
And apparently, how she didn't even see it. But Zoe and Nicole were in the kitchen, and Zoe just goes, "God, does that have to stay there? Can we put this anywhere else? I mean, like, my friends are gonna come over." And Nicole turns around and was like, "What are you talking about? God damn it!" So now,
I bet Zoe's friends would love the titty thing.
Yeah, where does Zoe want to put it? You put it in Zoe's room.
well, that's the thing. She's like, my friends will come over and see it, blah blah blah. And I was like, all your friends are boys, so
Oh,
we
my
all know there's
friends
one thing
hate
teenage boys
Exactly.
hate most. It's titties. Come on, what are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Get out of here.
So
Put her on the phone.
she's gonna move around every once in a while. She's gonna be like a very own elf on the shelf. You never know where she's gonna show
There
up.
you
I
go.
gotta tell you, it is not subtle. It is quite large and is what you call a statement piece in any room. Really grabs the attention. So, fantastic white elephant gift. A+ all around. No notes.
Juma succulent.
Oh, super succulent. And the only other thing I'll talk about real quick is the other movie we saw was The Boy and the Heron. Zoe and I went to see that, and Jax went to the new Studio Ghibli joint. And it's fucking real weird, man. I cannot, with a clear conscience, recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, but
It
isn't
looks
that
incredible.
Isn't that like Ghibli, like, as a rule, is kind of fucking weird?
Well, yeah, but like weird, I don't mind. But they don't. The whole time, we're kind of waiting for the scene to happen where, like, you get a little exposition and all the shit starts kind of clicking in place. You're like, oh, okay, that's why this happened and this and this and this. And that never really comes. Like, they connect a couple of dots and the rest they just fucking let hang out there. And just big chunks of, like, the why and what they don't bother with it. And it distracts completely. I don't know what the fucking thesis of this movie is. Because
You're
shit
like,
just kind of
please
happens.
explain
And
to
then
me
it
the
ends.
motivation of the heron.
Well, that's
He's
the thing.
just
You
doing
don't know the
bird
heron's
shit.
motivation. Like, the heron,
I know that's
he
How very
wants to get
heron-like.
the kid to the fucking weird, not real world, but you don't really understand why. Or, like, I don't know. It's not very good. I would not recommend it. Just buy the art.
Lee.
If there's an art book, get that. Because it looks
Lee
really pretty.
pounding
And
his
that's the
fist
best
at
part.
the end of the movie, like, explain to me why the heron crossed the road. I don't get it.
One part I did appreciate, though, was this kid's just natural instinct that said, fuck this bird. I know this bird's up to some shady shit. Like, he gave that bird not 1 second to fuck around. He knew right away there's some shit
He's a
happening to
bird.
that bird. And that I did
It's a bird.
appreciate. He had his head on straight about that fucking bird.
What if instead of Danny DeVito being Uncle Duck in Migration and Robert Pattinson being the heron in Boy and the Heron, they switched?
Now,
And it was
it'll be real fucking weird,
Robert Pattinson
but it would be a lot more fun.
with his fucked up heron voice as a CGI DreamWorks duck, and then Danny DeVito as a fucked up Studio Ghibli heron.
I'd watch that movie. Well, not if it's the same movie, because I'll never watch that fucking movie again. Good what if.
What
What's
if you
going on,
weren't a
Knives?
shit
How was
bird?
your holiday?
Good holiday. Nothing to complain about. Got to go see some live wrestling with Mary and Jose and the lady, so that was a good time. Some New Year's Smash at Dynamite in Orlando. Good time,
And that was a pretty fun show, too. That was a good one.
Yeah, except for that stupid fucking main event.
Yeah, if you can call it that.
And it's just like, something like that happens. I told Jose and his lady this when they came over to watch World's End. And it was like, having that moment, like that main event of Dynamite where the two masked gimps beat MJF in a handicap match for the ROH Tag Team Championships in, what was it, fucking 30 seconds?
It was not long.
Yeah, because we're looking at the time. We're like,
yeah.
they got like 3 minutes.
We're getting ready for the main event, and it's fucking 9:59. It's like, oh, I hope Tony Khan got the overrun this week. He did not. I mean, he got a 5-minute overrun, maybe.
Yeah, I think they had like a 5-minute overrun.
And it was that. I said to them after the fact, I was like, shit like that is the shit that embarrasses you as a wrestling fan to the point where, like, I wanted to turn around and apologize to everyone. But then, they were slightly invested, and we decided to have an early New Year's, and they came over and watched World's End, and we had similar thoughts on the whole. We had a good time, a lot of good matches, like those fucking Continental Classic semifinal matches. That Eddie versus Danielson match should have been the main
Hell
event.
yeah.
Amazing.
That ruled.
Mox versus Eddie, Edge versus Christian, bangers on the pay-per-view. And then, the main event was good, but, finally we're done with this devil bullshit, right?
Yeah, but we're not, because now they're going to fucking roll them out.
But now
And,
doesn't have the main title
It's
with
not
it
a
anymore.
whodunit.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
They can go fuck off to wherever else. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, but Samoa Joe's not going to play around with this nonsense, you hope, at least.
Dude, I'm out. I'll be over here.
Yeah, he got his belt. He's done with them.
It just
But
it still doesn't make sense.
I'm really excited that I can take my victory lap on this devil shit sucks.
You deserve it. But
I
also
from the beginning.
But also, like, who's to say if it could have been better had there not been so many injuries and fuck ups, you know?
It might have been, but like as of now, it's completely nonsensical.
I'd like to point out that I called it from the very beginning,
Yeah, it's true.
That's true.
all the way back.
Somebody posted a video of like, here's a recap of all the shit that makes it make sense, and I was like, I don't believe this. I'm not gonna watch this. Like, I don't think this is true. I doubt it. I fucking doubt it.
Those videos where they try to tell you.
But like okay, so it's Adam Cole, and it always has been.
Right.
Why the fuck didn't he just cheat to beat Max when they first challenged for the title?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Why
Like,
go through all this?
Because you got to ruin him for some reason.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It does. It's
Why did he help him beat Joe the first time?
Right.
Keep the cover going.
Yeah.
But
Because
Well, the moment they fucking trotted his gimp ass down, you knew.
oh yeah, the minute that his music hit, I'm like, oh, he's the fucking guy. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
And he was wearing his black evil guy outfit.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, okay, way to fucking take all the wind out of this bullshit sail. But
Now, I
yeah.
don't know if he was acting or not, but he definitely did not stand up straight on that cast. I've wore a cast like that.
Oh no, he is definitely hurt. That's why I feel like he was
his
sitting
ankle
in the chair for the
blew
bit.
up.
Yeah.
Like it fucking exploded from just a little hop off a ramp, which is why I don't hop off a shit. Like,
So yeah, I mean it's over. We can move on. Thankfully.
That was probably, I would say that was AEW's weakest pay-per-view
Right.
overall.
Yeah. It really didn't have that unanimous, like, holy shit, like TK's been fumbling it, but he always pulls it together for the pay-per-view. Not so much.
Yeah. No.
yeah, still plenty of good stuff though. Like
There was,
I
but
I
I
loved
do
all
think
the.
it was the worst.
It still might have been, but I loved all the Cope Christian shit because Christian is just so fucking fun right now.
And I mean,
Like-
Adam Copeland is looking great, looking like he's
Oh, he
having
looks
a
great.
blast.
Yeah. I liked that match quite a bit.
It's a
Then
good
you
match.
look at
the
fucking The Rock, who showed up on Raw last night, fucking getting winded from a promo.
really
Juiced up motherfucker.
I love that people are working themselves into believing that he and Roman are going to have a match at Elimination Chamber. Like, no, motherfucker, that's going to happen at WrestleMania if they're going to do it.
Yeah. WrestleMania 40.
Yeah. The Rock's not going to take a 20-some hour plane flight to Australia to wrestle Roman Reigns.
Well, yeah, he's this whole head of the table thing with Roman Reigns. It was all created as a way to have a Roman versus Rock match eventually, but it just hasn't worked out until now. And it's kind of like, do it now or don't ever do it, right?
Yeah.
Because that
Forever hold
motherfucker
your
isn't
testicles.
getting any younger or any less juicy.
Finish the story.
Oh, yeah. Finish the story, Cody. Come back to AEW. We miss you. He'll get his win eventually, and he'll. I could see Cody taking over WWE from Hunter someday. Why not? Right?
Yeah. My prediction is he does get his win and then goes back to AEW for a heel run and then probably just calls it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Or it just comes back like, you guys fucking look how much you needed me. Kind of like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, this place has been stinking since I left.
I'm sure I've got some other stories from the past few weeks, but
Oh, you wanted to talk about Andrade?
oh yes, Andrade. So Andrade is leaving AEW. He's going to probably go back to WWE at some point.
Bye, bitch.
But I've always been a fan of Andrade. Like I like his look. I like his aura. I like his fucking what is it? The DDT he does, the hammerlock DDT is sick. I love it. He was in a couple of tight ass matches that we saw live here in Orlando. But the point I wanted to make, and I told Jose this story, is I should have brought it up when it happened. But this was weeks ago. We're watching AEW, and Andrade is wrestling. I forget who he is wrestling, but he goes to do the figure four. And I think this is even pre the Woo Energy sponsorship. He goes to do the figure four. Everybody starts wooing. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Like
And
you do. Yep.
He grabs the leg, goes in to start doing the figure four, leans back, and goes, whoa! Woo! I'm Andrade. Woo! It was the funniest fucking woo I've ever heard in my life. And that man's his father-in-law. Woo! No, man, like
That's
you're
very
not
good.
you're not even close. Like
No.
you're saying the word. It's not woo. It's
Whoa.
woo.
Oh my god. So on that same note, have any of you guys seen Iron Claw yet?
No.
No.
Good.
Planning to.
It's great. But the guy they got to play Ric Flair is so fucking terrible.
Yeah, people have been lighting him up. And that doesn't
Really?
make any sense. It doesn't make any
It's
sense unless it was like
incredible.
underhanded, maybe. Like it's a rib on Ric Flair.
I don't know, cuz like everyone else is pretty good from like what you get to see, but I don't think this dude has ever seen Ric Flair cut a promo.
Probably not.
He doesn't have the cadence. He doesn't do the woo right.
Well, and, you know, an actor would probably tell you, well, I didn't want to know anything about him. I didn't want to watch footage because I didn't want to be doing an impersonation. So
Yeah, but
instead,
isn't that what you're doing?
When he's one of the most iconic figures in the industry, you kind of
Right.
want to hit it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to
And
at
it
least
was-
get one good woo in there, right?
Your job of acting is to imitate this guy.
Yeah. It's hilariously bad. Like outside of that, the movie's pretty great, I will say. I liked it a lot. The only real complaint I have about it is that it's as good as it can be in its current form. I think the Von Erich story would be better served with like a miniseries,
Right. Because
because
They
they
leave-
gloss, like they have to run through this story.
they left out a whole motherfucker who died, didn't they?
They left out an entire brother.
Wow.
Their family history is so fucked up and tragic that they had to cut an entire family member to make it fit in a movie.
Imagine being the least interesting Von Erich that died.
That's fucking wild.
It's fucked up.
Probably the middle one though, right? Like,
No, it was the youngest one, I think.
Right.
oh, weird.
And who killed himself because he felt that he couldn't live up to the legacy of his brothers that everyone wanted him to be.
Yeah.
And then he gets fucking cut from the movie.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Oh.
Say you were right without saying you were right.
Yeah. It's
God
fucked.
damn. God
Oh.
damn.
Yeah. So like there's a couple other things where it's like, oh, I wish they'd focused a little bit more on that or this or this. Or it's like, yeah, if they would have had more time, I think they would have.
I
But you
did-
know, for what they had, I think they did well.
Did Kevin Von Erich not take an active role in the production? Because I saw something about he was complaining about the way they portrayed Fritz. Like, that wasn't my father. Like, my father, he loved me. He kissed me. He told me I was great.
It kissed me on my lips.
And then, like, the Ric Flair thing, it's like, Was Kevin Von Erich anywhere around to be like, "Yep, that was good. Good job." Just counting money.
Yeah, maybe he hates Flair, and he was like, "Dude, perfect Flair." Like he's hyping him up in the dressing room, having him think he's just like got the character down. He's like, "Dude, I thought I was in the room with Freak Flair. I closed my eyes. You took me back to the '80s, baby."
It's weird to me that Zac Efron is like the most jacked, juiced of all the actors, and he's playing Kevin and not Carrie.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, I
assumed.
think it worked better for the story for him to be Kevin. Just because they wanted him to be the leading man, and Kevin kind of, with the story they wanted to tell, and with the story it really is, Kevin had to be your main focus. Because he's the one left standing.
I'll never forget. It was the Von Erich showed up on Dynamite or Rampage or whatever, and Mary fucking went to Google. I was like, tell me about the Von Erichs, Google. And the first thing she reads out is, "Oh, Father Fritz Von Erich started his career as a Nazi villain wrestler." And I'm like, "Oh, that's not even the tip of the fucking iceberg you're getting."
Yeah, that's not. So I saw the movie twice. I went once with some friends, and I went with my mom. And the second time I saw it with my mom, there was, like, in the row ahead of us, 2 or 3 kids and their mom or their grandma, and clearly none of them had any idea what they were going to, us outside of it being the wrestling movie. I don't think any of them had a really good time.
I mean,
the best bit was when there's a scene where a character just takes a whole handful of pills, and I hear the kid go to the mom, "Is he supposed to be doing that?"
Oh no.
And then there was a bit where, like, there's not a ton of like actual wrestling in the movie, but there was one bit where there was a match, they quick show like a quick montage of it and then cut back to something else. And after they cut away from the match, you just hear one kid go, "Oh!"
Like, I'm here to see some wrestling. What the fuck?
I mean, it's 2024 now, but I assume it was 2023 when you had this experience, and it's like
It was.
There's never been a better time to be informed as to what movie you're going to see. I get
Yeah.
back in like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you could just waltz up to a fucking movie theater and throw a stone and say, "Give me tickets to that one." And then you walk in and you figure out what the fuck you're about to watch, because it's one of
Welcome to
5
Movie
movies
Phone.
that have been produced that year.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
should
maybe Google the R-rated movie your
Yeah,
kids
yeah,
want to see.
It's rated R. I mean,
Yeah, but maybe they thought rated R superstar.
Yeah. But then
They're like, where the fuck is Edge at?
Then again, my mom took me to see Prince of Tides, so who am I to say?
But hey, the first half of that movie, such a great dudes rock movie.
Yes, they should do a Mahoney cut of Iron Claw for G-rated audiences.
Yeah, just so much great dudes rock. There's just a fantastic scene with 3 of the brothers floating down the river on inner tubes. They're having a great time.
Oh,
I was like, hell yeah.
I bet they're knocking back some Budweisers.
They're knocking back some brews. People are jumping in there. You hear Tom Petty in the background.
Probably some old Milwaukee.
Yeah, just a perfect dudes rock moment. And then everybody did die. But recommended. Definitely go see it.
Oh
yeah, not gonna lie, you did. You fucking sold me on this movie. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, I mean, we went to Godzilla.
Fuck yeah, you did.
-1 on your recommendation. It was a good time.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Yay.
It was good. It was a good time.
Fucking Godzilla versus the math teacher.
What?
There's all kinds of math in the name of it.
Oh,
Oh my god! All kinds of math. That fucked me up so bad. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about?
I'm waiting for Square Root of Mothra. Come on. I'm gonna be all over that one.
God damn it. What else you got going on, Jose?
Fucking living life, trying to figure out what the fuck I did this year, and all of a sudden the year's over.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck, dude?
You know what a great man once said? The years start coming and they don't start coming, and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. But then what you find out is eventually they stop coming, huh? Smash Mouth
Yeah.
Steve didn't tell us that part.
Well,
They stopped coming for him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they still coming. Just not everyone gets it.
Not for Steve.
For Steve, it'll
out.
always be 2023.
Fine.
Which, better 2023 than 2020, I suppose. Could be a lot worse.
I think for Steve, he was wishing it was always, what was it, 97?
No, that was 99 was. Well, probably 2001, because that's when All-Star hit with Shrek.
So give him probably 2003. Maybe.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was-
So, 2001 was Shrek and Rat Race. So that was definitely
Well, that's the peak of their
the
powers.
fucking
Yeah.
wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I bet they were on like an episode of Angel or something too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look up to see what Smash Mouth's 2001 looked like.
Again, Smash Mouth.
You don't have to wait for me.
Oh.
No, we're waiting.
You got me on. I'm all invested now.
Oh, that's right. They did the Monkeys cover for Shrek as well.
Mm-hmm. Fucking monkeys.
The Wikipedia entry for their 2001 is basically they did the Monkeys. I'm a Believer. It was on Shrek along with All Star. The album sold fewer copies than the band's earlier works. Huh, that's interesting. And then the group appeared in Rat Race.
Oh, that's right. They're actually in Rat Race at
Yeah.
the end. That's right.
They're the prize at the end of Rat Race.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Amazing.
You get a Smash Mouth Steve.
I wish I won a contest and the prize was Smash Mouth. It's like, let's go, you're mowing the fucking lawn.
Might as well be walking on the sun.
Those dishes aren't gonna wash themselves, Steve.
Where's the drummer? The toilet's clogged.
Tremendous.
We used to have a tradition of seeing the Nutcracker, but we stopped doing that. We almost did it this year, but last time we just saw too much nuts.
Too much nuts.
We just have not.
Not enough crackers.
Oh, there's plenty of crackers, I bet.
Yeah, crackers to be seen. Just too much nuts, man. It'll really ruin your ballet experience. Shit, man, I don't know.
It's all
Just
good.
glad to be back. 2024. All my passwords are working.
Yeah.
So
He logged into Discord with a quickness, and it was working.
That is very impressive.
that's my trick, Steve. I'm always logged into Discord.
You said Steve, and I know you're talking the Cap scene from Avengers, but we did just stop talking about Steve Smash Mouth.
It all works. That's my Steve Rogers.
That's my Captain America.
Smash Mouth Steve Rogers.
He is. Steve Rogers is kind of Smash Mouth if you think about it.
Go on.
He's like an old school fucking like linebacker. He just fucking cannonballs himself into scenarios, right?
Like Smash Mouth do?
No, like the term Smash Mouth.
Oh, okay.
You know that
Like,
the
what
term
the fuck
Smash
are you
Mouth
talking
existed
about?
before the band.
Yeah, there's Captain America throwing loaves of bread at people.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, all right. I'm back, but I had to hop back on for that journey for a second. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Fucking Godzilla and a bunch of math, right?
Oh, shit. What about you, Kelly? What's happening? How was the holidays?
Killy.
Holidays were good. Holidays were
Good.
good. Nice and quiet, which is always appreciated in between going to work and dealing with all the peoples.
Unseasonably
son.
warm.
Yeah, it's been great.
It was 60 degrees on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it fucking ruled.
I saw a post from someone that said every year when it's warmer on Christmas, they take less or they set it up so that they contribute less to their 401k.
Yeah. Love it.
What?
Because
So when it's warm on Christmas, when you get further into the month of December before needing a coat, they contribute less money to their 401k.
Because why?
Because why? You need a lot of retirement money. We're all going to burn up.
Oh, I got you.
Money's flammable.
I see.
It's like none of this is going to matter because we're all going to be dead. So why am I contributing to my
Little less
401k?
investing into the future and a little bit more play money now.
That's right.
Yeah, planet's fucked, but hey, things are all right now.
It's my money and I want it now.
I respect that. I get it. I'm with you now.
When it was time to go back to work, I was lately doing that math to be like, how much of our debt would we need to eliminate where I could retire soon?
Yeah.
It's like if we had no more mortgage, like when could I get to the point where I could be like, you know where I work? At the fucking grocery store.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Telling other people to looking at them, you gonna bag that?
Yeah, exactly.
You put
I
this
still
back.
love how these motherfuckers have tricked us all to coming into their stores, buying their shit, and then bagging our own stuff.
That is such a boomer fucking thing to say.
It's the truth,
But
though.
it's
like,
the
they
truth.
have
I had a very
tricked
similar
everyone
thing.
into going in, paying them money to work.
Yeah,
While
Zoe
you watch
just told me that.
everyone just shopping for online stuff, clogging up the aisles with their big ass carts.
Zoe started working at McDonald's. And they built the second one, and then she's at the new one, and they have like all the fucking kiosks inside and whatnot. And I'm like, I said the same thing. I'm like, so all this shit is more expensive, right? McDonald's has never been more expensive. It's still fucking McDonald's. It's not like it's like high class, but it's never been more expensive. And you have to do half the work yourself. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I can't wait till 2025 and I get to order it and I gotta go cook it.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
say half the work. Like, you're not cooking any of it. You just have to
Not yet.
put in the order.
I use a kiosk when I am able to because I don't want to talk to anybody.
Oh, bro. The fucking McDonald's app is the shit. 25%
Yeah,
off coupon
that's true.
every day. Every day.
Oh,
Unless
shit.
you're at the airport.
Forget, I went and saw Aquaman yesterday with my mom.
Oh, God.
yeah, you're
There-
the one.
Yeah, it was kind of, the theater was kind of full.
Really?
What?
All right.
Yeah, a lot more full than I thought, but New Year's, everyone's going to go watch movies and shit. I mean, it definitely makes sure that it doesn't leave you open for expectations for anything else. I'll say that. Like,
oh, my goodness.
the post-credit scene is just somebody eating. But what sucked was everything felt like another movie. Like they do the whole Black Panther, he wants to reveal to the Earth that Atlanta is real and exists. And share their
Atlanta? Oh, Atlanta is real and it exists. And
Yeah.
it is wild.
Donald Glover's like, I'm telling you, we gotta tell them that Atlanta is real. They're like, no.
Very like Amber Heard's in it. She pops in and out. She does a couple things. Nicole Kidman has a sweet CGI fight. I mean, action packed. Mom liked it. Not the worst thing, but definitely like, I don't know what the fuck now with it.
Garbage.
I don't even think they
Into the trash with you. You're Lobo now. They should have that should have been the post credit sequence. Is Jason Momoa as Lobo?
Yeah,
They get the guy from Captain Phillips, and he just shows up and he's like, "Hey, look at me. You're Lobo now."
That dude is in The Curse on Showtime.
Oh shit, that is that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, we still gotta watch that.
Which it just keeps ramping up.
Is it not all out at once? Is it?
I think there's 2 episodes left. I think
That sounds right.
Last
I
week
think
was
I
8.
need to see the most recent one, unless they took some time off for the holidays. I'm not sure.
They did not. They did not take
Okay.
time off. We do
Then
not
I
take time off for the holidays for The Curse.
Yeah, then I'm behind.
Kelly,
Christmas don't take
hang
time
up
off.
right now. Like, we were so, like, because it was Friday, which, Mary had the whole week between Christmas and New Year's off. So it was like Friday early morning we watched The Curse just because we were just so
What a
ready.
weird thing to watch in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, fuck it. Was that a meow?
Yeah,
You tell me.
that's Phoebe.
Jose and his lady
Phoebe's a
trying
very
to get me
vocal
and Mary
cat.
to take a cat home.
I'm here to tell you about my week.
Hey, you want another cat?
No.
No, I'm good with the 2.
Yeah. This cat showed up and he's stirring up the ecosystem of what we got going on here.
Oh, another one's trying to make a play to get in your house?
Well, yeah, this one is either it got lost or somebody
Set it
dropped
loose.
it off. Yeah, because it's definitely a house cat. It's acts like, I mean, it knows what the door is.
Yeah.
So these other cats, they've never really tried to get in because they don't understand how the door works. This cat's like, no, motherfucker, I know a door, and I know that bitch don't got a hinge. So it's been getting on the patio a couple times.
Oh, let him in.
Fuck
Yeah,
that.
I think it's time for you to get another cat.
No, because
Phoebe's from Florida.
we might have to take her grandma's cat. So that's
'Cause
2.
y'all got kill shelters down there, so they truck them up from Florida to drop them here in New Hampshire for people like me to find.
Ew, you got a dirty Florida
Wait,
cat? Gross.
They
got a Florida
transport
cat.
cats are a dime a fucking dozen, and they're gonna shuttle them across state lines. That's absurd. That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
They rode up from Florida, and it's like an 18-wheeler. Half of the back of the truck is
Yeah, but doesn't
dogs, half is
every
cats,
state
and they
have
ship
kill
them up to New Hampshire.
That is wild.
I'm just picturing there's like a tractor trailer just full of horses and cats.
Basically.
The cats are riding the horses like
Yeah.
pigs.
Lee, a tractor
That is
trailer pulls
fucking
up to your house.
wild.
It's half full of horses, half full of cats. What are you gonna do?
You back that bitch up. Stand my ground real quick.
They just start unloading into your front yard.
Oh,
Okay.
God, I'm gonna throw up.
A truck pulls up to your house, and it's half full of half horses and half full of half cats. What do you do?
That
Start
is a
sewing them
fucking
together.
Mess.
I'm making horse cat.
Oh, my leg is a bunch of horsies.
Yeah.
Kelly's in your front lawn, like, help, I'm making hats. You gotta help. Get it? Because it's horse cats. They're hats.
Fucking nonsense. Absolute nonsense. In hell. What else you got, Kelly?
I got nothing. I've been watching a lot of wrestling and going to work.
Poor
That
guy.
seems very out of character for you.
Yeah. Oh, I played through Control, everyone's favorite game from 2019.
I couldn't get into that one.
I liked it a lot. It's It took me a little bit to get into it, but once I unlocked the ability to pick to levitate shit and throw it at people, then I was in.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I didn't give it enough time. It just didn't hook me. It's like, all right, what next?
Yeah,
What now?
once I got that and the gun that's basically just the Needler from Halo, I was like, all right, cool. This is what people are talking about.
Been playing Mario RPG on the Switch.
Nice.
It's bold choice to remake a Super Nintendo game and give it virtually no gameplay enhancements. It's just the same goddamn game. It's very weird. Very strange how they did that. But it's a good game, though, because, that was a good game. So if you're going to make one, might as well do that one.
Yeah, I figured that's one where it's just, hey, you don't really need to fix much with it.
No.
Except for maybe give it someone more of that. Control.
Control. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm all grown up.
How's the critters, Mahoney?
Oh, they're doing fine. So I think we talked about it on the air, but it was so long ago. It's been like a month now, over a month. So Lisa and I went just before Thanksgiving. She was like, "Hey, I got a sitter, plan a day for us." She's like, "Maybe we'll get lunch." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then I got us a appointment at the cat shelter and got us all pre-approved to adopt.
What
So
the
we just
fuck?
went over to the cat shelter and we're like, "What do you got?" And they had so many cats, and like all of them good ones. And so we picked two. We're like, "All right, we'll take them home." So Phoebe is the one that was meowing over here a minute ago. She got to come home right away. She came home that day. She fit right in. She like hid for like all 4 minutes, and then she was just like, "What are we doing?" And then Polly, the other one we got, has extra claws. He's got like extra toes. Like it's polydactyl, which is why they call him Polly.
Mm-hmm. He was created
Oh.
by
And,
AI. That's why.
He
I get it
he has this one paw where there's a nail, like a claw, that's like in between two of his toes, and it's always out. Because with the polydactyl claws, like he can't always retract them. He retracts some of them, but not all of them. And so it's always out, and it rubs on him, and it's like cutting him open. It's giving him an infection. So they're like, "Hey, you can't adopt Polly today because he's got to get his medical clearance. They're not allowed to adopt the cat until the vet clears him. It's like a state regulation. So they're like, you can't adopt him, but like, we know you want him, so it'll all be fine." We're like, "Cool." So go do whatever you got to do to his claw.
It's so weird to me that you can't adopt. Like, you just find these fuckers on the street, and they're like, "I can't have this one though."
I know, it's very weird. It's like it's supposed to be some kind of consumer safety thing, I guess, but it's just like, okay, but can't I like waive it? Can't I like sign a piece of paper that's like, I get it, but I'll take him anyways? Like, especially in Live Free or Die, New Hampshire, where I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, whatever, go fix his claw. And like over the course of the day, we're like, hey, we can bring like, if you need anything like for his recovery, like we're happy to grab it and bring it. And they were like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Since like we were used to dealing with like normal everyday assholes. They're like, but obviously you are not a normal everyday asshole. They're like, so if you want to foster Polly, you can foster him while he heals. And when he heals
are
up,
a special kind of asshole.
yeah, they're like, when he heals up, you can just sign the paperwork and he'll be officially yours. And, we'll essentially just start this. Like, you pick him up from the vet after his procedure and, like, he's all yours. And we're like, sounds great. So I go to get him from the vet. First thing that's weird is he comes out and there's no cone. And I'm like, so you need a cone? And they're like, nah, he's good. Don't let him jump. Like, no climbing on furniture, no jumping for 2 weeks at least. I'm like, okay. And they're like, and give him these meds once a day for 7 days. Here you go. And they handwrite out on a sticker, literally handwrite the name of the medicine and, for Polly. Once a day for 7 days.
They slap the sticker on his forehead and
And
call it a day.
they slap the sticker on the little med package because it comes like in like a like a little envelope, like if you were buying Sudafed or something, you know, like it's like branded. They slap their sticker on it, and they're like, "Here you go, here's your prescription." I'm like, "Well, this is a very interesting situation, but okay." And so, like, I'm trying to remember, like, 20 years ago when we had a similar paw situation with Kitten, our old cat, and I'm like, I don't think Kitten had to wear a cone. So I'm like, okay, no cone, sure, whatever. Like, you're the doctor, you know? So we take him home, and we make a follow-up appointment. I think I took him home on, like, Tuesday, and they're like, come back Friday. So come back Friday, and they're like, why the fuck is he not in a cone? I'm like, what do you mean, why is he not in a cone? Like, you straight up said, don't put him in a cone. You handed him to me not in a cone. Like, you didn't have him in a cone. Like, what are you talking about? You finished the surgery, and you yourself did not put him in a cone. So, what? Okay. So, like, you got to get him in a cone. He's got to be in a cone all the time. We're like, all right, sweet. So we put him in a cone. And it's like, you know, they're like, come back Tuesday or who knows when. So we're like, okay. So we come back and we're like, hey, one problem, like this paw has all. So another weird thing, when they did this operation, they didn't shave his paw, which like was unexpected to me, right? Because you get any kind of animal that has any kind of surgery, they usually shave the area
Yeah,
so they
'cause how
can
else
see
you
what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
shave people when they need a surgery.
Exactly. You know,
Can
like
confirm.
It's just what happens. So he like comes out. He's got like a regular looking paw. I'm like, all right, that's okay. So we're like, hey, all this fur on his paw is like hard as a fucking rock, like just crusty and matted, and just hard as a rock. And they're like, yeah, that'll happen. We're like, and it's also damp and like wet just
Ugh.
all the
Oh.
time. Like it's like oozing.
So it's both hard and crusty and wet and
And
damp
wet.
all the time.
Yeah.
That's
And
fucking
they're like-
horrible.
They're like, well, that's just him licking it. And we're like, no, he's not licking it. He's in a cone. And they're like, nah, he's licking it. We're like, we literally sit with him. Like we work from home. We're sitting in the room with him, watching him. He's not licking his paw. And they're like, if his paw is wet, it's because he's licking it. And we're like, okay. You're fucking stupid, but whatever, man. And they're like, you know, incision looks fine. Everything looks fine. Like, yeah, he's got crusty fur and his paw's wet, but everything's fine. Like, everything is A-okay. You're making a big deal out of nothing. He's just licking his hand. And we're like, all right. So we go back like 3 days later or whatever. And the guy's like, the incision is closed. Like, the stitches are going to fall out. Everything looks great. You can take off the cone. It's good for him to lick at that matted fur because you basically want him to lick it off because, like, it will all
I
just
don't think so.
it will
What
all
the
just peel
fuck?
off, and
I
like there'll be
just-
like
Don't fucking think so.
yeah, he's like there'll be like pink skin underneath, like a sunburn, but like you know that's just because the fur came off, and like it's nothing to be worried about, and everything will be fine. And we're like,
This
all
is
right.
how lizards operate, I think, when they need their skin.
So I'm like, I just don't ever want to see you again. Like, I just want to get my cat home and get my medical certificate and be done with you. Like, sure, doc. Like, yeah, lick off all your hard, crusty fur. Anything you say. Like, let's go. So we
You're
get
like,
him home.
I'll lick it off for him. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Well,
he was
he's like,
telling
you know,
you had to lick it.
He's
Yeah.
like, you can sit with him with like this like solution. This is another one. He gives us a bottle of blue liquid. He hand writes a thing, and he says, "Yeah, get some water, make the water pale blue, and then rub it on his paw." And we're like,
Fuck.
"What color is pale blue?" And he's like, "You know, like pale, like diluted." And I'm like, "Right, okay, but this is like neon blue." How pale? Like, what kind of fucking instruction is pale blue? Like, so we're like, whatever. We'll rub his paw with whatever this mystery blue liquid is. You got it.
Just
Let's
keep
just
putting the
throw a
liquid
boat
in
there.
until you have a nice cyan.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, doc. Okay, whatever you say. So off we go. We take him home. He's going to town on his paw, trying to get that hard fur off. And that's
Trying
like
to get under the crust. You know,
I
yeah,
think
it's good.
Thursday night. I think Thursday is the day that they're like, take him home. He's got free reign of the house. He can take off his cone. Like, introduce him to Phoebe, like, everything's cool. So we let him out. He, like, loves the house. He's like, this is great. He's like, Phoebe, get the fuck away from me. Phoebe's like, I have a new best friend. This is the greatest day of my life. He's like, don't come anywhere near me. And then that's Thursday. By Sunday night, like, his paw smells. He's not standing on it anymore. I'm like, this is not right. This is just not.
Nope.
This is not right. None of this is right. So I'm back. I'm on the phone, and I'm in contact with the shelter like all the time. Like, we text all the time, and I'm like, we gotta see somebody because this is not right. And I'm like, and hey, listen, if another procedure is necessary, I strongly advise that you do not have them do it. Like, so this vet is a mobile vet. They drive around in their van and go visit places. And I can see the appeal for a shelter because you don't want to bring 30 cats to the vet. You'd rather have the vet come to you and your 30 cats. And then,
Yeah,
take
that
their
is
temperature.
logistically, yeah, good. Mhm.
Like, check their ears, like, do all that shit. Like, sure, fine. And maybe even, like, neuter and spay them. I don't know, like, the extent of what this man's skills are, but paw surgery, not on the list. Like, you can't do that. So if there's another procedure needed, I'm like, I strongly urge you, just use someone else. And they're like, yeah, we totally get it. Like, there's a lot of red tape we got to clear because they're an agency and they're like trying to get like another vet approved that they can use, and like they're going through all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, like, you do your thing, but in the meantime, somebody's got to take a look at him because his paw stinks. He's not putting weight on it. Like, this is a problem. So I bring him in Monday morning. I get there. They have no power. They're like, yeah, we don't have any power.
Good start. Good start.
But it's okay. We got battery-operated lights in the doctor room. Which, another weird thing. When you bring your pet to the vet, like, you go with them, right? Like, every time I've ever gone to the vet, they're like, okay, right in here. And you, like, go in the room and put your cat down. And then the vet comes in and looks at it. This place,
Sure.
you go up to, like, the front desk and you hand them your cat, and they're like, all right, we'll be back. And they just go in the back by themselves. And then they come back out in a little while, and they're like, here's your cat. And I'm like, all right, again, this is your show. Like, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. But that's not how I've ever seen it done anywhere else. Like, whatever. So I show up. They got no power. The dude is like, so there's the vet, and then there's like his technician. And the technician is this giant asshole. And he's like, he's like, okay, you see all this right here? I'm like, yeah. Which honestly was like, not really, because it's fucking dark in here because you don't have any lights on, but sure, yeah. I see vague shapes and colors, yeah. And he's like, this is all dead. Like, this is all dead tissue. We can't stitch that together because, you can't stitch dead to dead. It's not going to grow. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, so that's a huge problem. And I'm like, all right, well then how come on fucking Thursday everything was cool, everything was fine? Like, it didn't die over the weekend, like, I'm like, okay. So then he's like, so we got to figure that out. So he goes and he brings him back to the doctor. Then the doctor comes out like 20 minutes later, and he's like, no, like, all that's fine. All that's fine. Like, technician doesn't know what he's talking about, basically. I'm like, okay. And he's like, but the real problem is that he has a totally different infection in the part of his paw, and it was just under all that crusty stuff, and there was just no way to like know about it. We're like, yeah, unless it was like, I don't know, fucking seeping pus or whatever, like nonstop.
This is so fucking nuts because like
we like
I don't
kept
know
raising
shit
it
about
to.
this, and I know none of this is appropriate. It's so
No, I know.
stupid.
I
It's
know.
so stupid.
I know. So he's like, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to gently sedate him. We're going to clean up the area. We're going to get a look, and we're going to come up with a game plan, and we'll give you a call. And I'm like, deal. And then we leave, and I'm texting the shelter, and I'm like, you got to get somebody lined up because there's another problem. And I'm being very nice about it, but I'm basically like, there's another problem. This guy's a fucking moron. You got to figure out what we're doing here. He's gonna
This
call
guy's
us
a
with a
fucking
game
moron,
plan.
and he's apparently performing surgery in the dark.
Yeah, I'm like, he was not. He was gonna clean up the area and come up with a game plan, which I took to mean shave off the crusty fur and then call me with how bad the infection looks, right?
No. That's where we let the infection cultivate to clear
Yeah.
up. It's got to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, exactly.
Duh,
Exactly.
that's all math.
He was doing a great job at that. He was doing a great job at letting it get worse before it got better. That is where he excels. So that was like 9 a.m. So it hits like, lunchtime. We call, no answer. Like 1 o'clock, we call, no answer. 2 o'clock, we call, no answer. 2 o'clock, we text the shelter. We're like, hey, can you get through? Like, we're nobody's answering when we call. And they're like, let us call. No answer, no answer. 6 o'clock at night, the shelter gets through to him. And he's like, yeah, so there was another infection. It was a bad infection. We had to take off more of the paw. And, we got him here, but he can't be released because we've got to, watch him overnight because, this is really touch and go. And we're like, what do you mean you took off more of the paw? Like, who gave you the thumbs up? Because you haven't talked to any of us all day. Like, no one said, yeah, do another surgery. So we're like, okay. Because now at this point, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, sure, you cut off another piece of the cat. You need to watch him with your very special, careful eyes, or he might die. Sure thing, boss. Let me know the earliest I can get him, So he spends the night there. Then we're trying to get him in the next morning so that we can bring him to the other vet. But there's this whole coordination of when that vet can intake him versus when this vet can discharge him. And this vet is like, oh, I don't have anybody who can discharge him, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you're scrambling to get your fucking ducks in a row. You're putting together the paperwork. I think that they cut off part of him to hide what they fucked up from the first time. I'm like, this is all just you panicked now that another vet is going to start looking at your work. But again, whatever, just put my cat back in my hands and let me get out of here. So I go 2 days later now. He spends 2 nights with them. I go get him. I drive him from that vet directly to the other vet. And when I pick him up from the first vet, he's got this bandage on. And they're like, we just changed his bandage.
Of course he does.
Changed his little bandage. And when you get to the other vet, if they want to know why he's all sticky, it's because we put honey on his wound. I don't know what my face looked like, but I'm just like, oh, yeah, okay. Sure thing. Yeah. Smear him up with honey. That's going to fix it.
Yeah, I'll tell him some dipshit covered him in honey like he's Winnie the
I'll be like,
fucking Pooh.
If you're wondering why he's sticky, it's just all the honey, sure thing. I'll relay the message. And he prints me out my paperwork on a real printer, not handwritten, which is very impressive. And off I go.
Everything was all sticky.
Yeah, basically. So bring him to the new vet. Vet goes to cut off his bandage. It is. I don't think I showed any of you
what
the picture.
The fuck?
I don't remember if I showed any of the picture, but it's one
Is
of the
this
worst
honey?
things I've ever seen. And the vet, so there's 4 vets at this other place and a medical director in charge of all the vets. We have the medical director, and she's got one of the vets in there helping her. And they cut off the bandage, and Lisa's like, holy fuck. I'm disgusted. And the vet is like, okay. And the medical director's like, it's fine. We can fix it. It's fine. It'll all be fine. It'll all be fine.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, yeah, that's how you know everything is perfectly normal. Looks like he basically flayed him, skinned him. So she's like, okay, cats don't have this much trouble healing. So there's got to be some kind of underlying condition. It's he's got to have diabetes, he's got to have cancer. There's something that is preventing this cat from healing. So first thing we have to do is figure that out. She's like, where is their paperwork? What were the blood work results? And I'm like, to be honest, I don't even know if they ran blood work. Never came up. And she's like, okay. Well,
I think
where
your
are
blood
the
type
X-rays?
is honey bear.
Yeah.
Where are the x-rays? And I go, I'm not sure they did any x-rays either. And she's like, okay. Like, so we're going to do x-rays, we're going to do blood work, we're going to swab the wounds, get cultures, we're going to send those to the lab, we're going to figure out what kind of infection we're dealing with, and we're going to figure out what the underlying issue is that's preventing the cat from being able to heal. I'm like, all right.
Homeboy is probably trying to make COVID-23.
Right? And she's like, in the meantime, we're going to, like, take him back, lightly sedate him, again, for the second time in 3 days, and we're going to clean up this disaster. And we're like, okay, like, good luck. So they go do that. We get to come back at, like, 4 o'clock and pick him up. And they have shaved his paw, as you would expect. They've cleaned him up so that it doesn't look like, fucking ripped off. Like, it's got clean lines. She's like, I removed the stitches they put in because those were not doing anything. Like, don't know why they stitched them.
Well, because there was honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, the honey was the glue.
Yeah, you had to stitch the honey on.
And I think it was the next morning, she's like, I got the blood work back. There's no underlying condition. This is, and in her words, she goes, this is just a simple skin infection. And like, no idea why this vet cannot solve this.
So basically, could have been treated with an ointment
and
an antibiotic.
Yeah.
The
end. She's like, this is the antibiotic I think you should be using. Let's do 7 days of this, and then 3 days of this other one.
Did you ask him what color blue you had to make it?
No, but I say, oh, okay, 3 days of this one. We had this one earlier. We did 7 days of this one. And she goes, no, this one's only approved for 3 days in cats. And I go, nope, they had us do 7 days. And she goes, okay. Well, we're going to do 3. I'm like, perfect. And then when I get home, I go find his little envelope, and his little handwritten sticker is stuck over the part of the envelope that says, like, dose 1, dose 2, dose 3. Like, this is approved for 3 days.
Jesus
I'm like,
Christ.
God damn it. Like, this guy sucks at everything. She gives us this lotion, this, like, ointment to rub on that they, even in the operating room, like, Lisa and the vet tech were like, it's basically like the thing in the Hunger Games. Like, you rub it on, it just magically heals. We were like, all right. So we got a bunch of pills to give him. We got some painkillers to give him.
Blue? What color blue does it need to be?
No. Surprisingly, we don't have to mix any weird blue shit together. No toilet cleaner. You just
Did you ever find? Did you like try and run that by the other vet to be like, hey, what could this possibly have been?
No, I assume it was some sort of disinfectant. Trying to kill whatever was lingering under the paw, but whatever.
Jesus.
We did find out, though, because they gave us the painkiller. Or, no, they were like, oh, yeah. You have it's called gabapentin. They're like, you got gabapentin? Yeah, keep giving them that. And we're like, all right, cool. And so we go like a week later, we've got our bag of goodies, and we're like, here's how much gabapentin we've got left. And the one vet goes like, oh, well, let me refill it for you. Like, you're getting a little low, but also, like, I'm supposed to refrigerate it, and I know you've been here for a bit, so I don't really know if it's any good anymore at this point. So let me.
Christ.
And I go, are you supposed to refrigerate it? And she's like, yeah. Did they not say that? And I go, nope. And she goes, maybe they have a different kind of gabapentin. I go, I guess that's a possibility. I sincerely doubt it. But whatever. But yeah, so he's healing up. His wound when we brought him home was probably as long as my thumb, like a good 2.5 inches.
Jesus.
And at this point, it's like the size of a quarter. So it is a couple weeks later.
Hey.
It is healing. He's putting weight on it. He'll like play. He'll scratch his little scratching post with it. Like,
Nice.
doesn't seem to be in pain anymore.
What a fucking mess.
He's just got this
Jesus.
nasty, gross-ass looking open wound on his paw because somebody skinned him alive. So,
Yeah. Mahoney, I say this with zero, I mean this in full sincerity. You need to find a way to ruin this first vet.
Let's get this
Oh, for real.
motherfucker right now.
he should not be doing any sort of
Should
surgery.
not be practicing.
No.
Taking temperatures or whatever, sure, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, even just as a human being, I don't know how he looked at the situation and was like, "Yeah, I'll give it a shot."
Yeah. No,
Right?
this
if
man
somebody
is a
showed up
danger.
at my house with a horse and was like, "It's sick, can you help it?" I'd be like, "No." Like, I can't. Like, like.
Yeah. And yeah, you need to make sure that the shelter does not use him anymore and that dude is put out of business.
Mm-hmm,
I do believe that ship has sailed for him. I think the shelter is all done.
Good.
All done with him.
Yeah, I mentioned
Greatest
it
shit I've ever heard.
in our group chat, but I'm sure the current vet you're seeing might have some resources for you on how to report this.
Yeah. They've been very polite, but you can tell that they're like, this is a fucking joke. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
absolute joke. The only thing we had go wrong with the new vet is at one point it was coming up on Christmas, and she's like, here's what I want to do. You're giving him the medicine, like the painkiller is oral. You gotta spray this liquid in his mouth. He fucking hates it.
Oh, they hate
She's
that
like,
shit.
we can do
Yeah, they don't like that.
a topical opioid. It'll last him like 3 days. You're coming up on Christmas. Why don't we just put that on? He'll be happy. Everybody will have an easier time. Like, it'll be great. It's going to make him all loopy. He's going to be tired. Like, it'll be fine. And we're like, all right, let's give it a shot. So we do that. First batch, totally fine. We made him all loopy. He, like, slept a whole bunch, which is great because I want him sleeping as much as he can because that's when he heals up.
Yep.
And everything was fine. So we go back. She's like, how'd he do on the opioid? We're like, he did amazing. She's like, let's do it again. One more dose. And that second time, he had the worst fucking trip. He was straight up hallucinating. And, like, he is the sweetest cat. Like, he has absolutely no reason to be happy, right? Like, this cat is not from Florida. This cat was found on the street. Like, legit street cat.
A
Brought to a
Florida
shelter.
street cat.
No, not from Florida. He's from New Hampshire. Found on the
Oh,
street
okay,
in New
okay.
Hampshire. Rescued up here. Infection in his paw for who knows how long. Like, I suspect that's why he was on the street, because his paw got infected for however many times, and they were just like, get him out of here. Like, put him outside. He's a street cat with an infected paw, 2 surgeries, gaping open wound on one paw, and he still is like, let's just lay down and snuggle and like, I'm purring, I'm the happiest cat that's ever lived, right?
That's a good
That
sign.
second dose of the opioid, he's growling, he's hissing, I'm covered in scratches, like,
Oh no.
but it was all, so I'm worried that he's in pain, like that something's gone wrong and he's hurting. But the more we watched him and the more the vet watched him, she's like, he is hallucinating. Like, he doesn't know who any of us are. He doesn't know what's going on. And he is just freaking the fuck out. So we had to, like, let him ride that out. And, like, that first day when that wore off and he came back over and, like, laid down next to me, I was like, oh, my God, thank God. Like, I thought you broke. I thought they broke you. And you just were like, I'm not a happy cat anymore. This is who I am now. But he's the happiest guy.
God damn.
I thought
Just
you were
hanging out with me watching Oz and Boardwalk Empire.
I thought you were gonna save running down that fucking chintzy ass vet for the episode where the podcast addresses our enemies.
Oh my God,
That's
seriously,
so
he's on my
fucking
list.
crazy.
We're so
They have
close.
so axolotls. Do you know how axolotls are like the whole big thing? You know, everybody loves
Yeah.
themselves an axolotl. So he has an axolotl in his waiting room.
Oh, what the fuck? What is this?
It's like a cross between a salamander and a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they smile.
Yeah, those
they're
little smiley
adorable
guys.
creatures. Yeah.
Yeah. So he has one because he is, at his core, his specialty is reptiles, amphibians, birds, and mammals.
Lizard weirdo.
Yeah, so he's a lizard weirdo. So he has an axolotl in his waiting room, and I was joking with Katie that we're gonna go and we're just gonna reach into the tank, take it up, just shake it at him, and just leave. Just take it. Like, who took your axolotl? You can't be trusted with an animal.
Yeah, this is ours now.
Yeah, just snip off a foot and put it back.
Fucking axolotl falotl.
But yeah,
So
absolute
fucking
nightmare
nuts, dude.
of a time.
Nothing you said makes sense. It's
No, it
fucking
absolutely
nonsense.
does not.
Absolutely. I about lost my mind when that day you were like, they put honey on the foot.
Yeah.
What?
I
To make him what? More
Yeah, when
delicious
you-
to predators? What the fuck
When
are
you were
talking
telling
about?
us that story, I'm at work and I'm just getting mad. Like
I
I was
talking
getting
about honey?
furious listening to this.
the inner monologue in my head when that Jude was like, if they want to know why his paw is sticky, it's because I've covered it in honey. And I was just like, don't, like, just get the cat. Because, like, he's still in the back at this point, you know? Like, I don't have him in my hands. So I'm like, I gotta just smile at this fucking dipshit with his honey until I get the cat and I get back outside. Like, okay, sure, you covered him in honey. How's it working? Is it fixing it? No? Okay.
That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. Oh,
But that's
that
what I
is
mean when the
wild,
vet was
dude.
like trying to be so kind. I'm like, if they want, they wanted you to know that the stickiness is honey. And she goes, okay, it's got anti-inflammation properties, I guess. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Oh.
Like, that vet was basically the thoughts and prayers of vets, you know?
I've seen and heard the honey thing, not on animals, but like you do that when you've just been crushing it, and that's like
Yes.
and then
Your dick?
you've no the honey thing with like wounds and shit.
Oh, I thought when you were like you're crushing your dick and
No. I
heard
mean,
it.
like if they would have done what the first vet did, like if that or the second vet, you know what I mean? Like the second vet knew what the fuck
Yeah,
was
like
going
everything's
on.
going
the
wonderful.
honey, putting the honey on the wound is the touchdown dance.
Right. But you can't like cut off half his foot and be like, "Yo, honey's on there."
Yeah.
So fucking crazy.
It's so like we are
Jesus.
multiple. So we picked him up. We got him just before Thanksgiving. It's now after Christmas, and we are at least 2 weeks in, and probably 2 or more weeks to go in trying to heal a completely unrelated like this problem was solely caused by this vet. You know, like he had a claw that was rubbing him wrong. He didn't have a 2.5-inch open wound on his paw. Like, you did that, you know? Like, fucking wild.
It's so wild this cat had an infection that skinned his foot.
It's so fucking crazy. I don't understand. That's so wild.
It's
People are
really
bad at their jobs, Lee. That's what you need to understand.
They say, "Hey, his paw was wet, so he took off a toe."
I mean, basically, like I said, I don't know.
Like we said today,
To me?
eventually you were just going to get a tail back.
To me, when I brought him in and I said, his paw smells bad and he won't put weight on it, and it looks to me like there's something else going on, and then they went incommunicado for 6 hours, and then they were like, we had to cut more of them off. I'm like, okay, what'd you fuck up the first time? Like,
Mhm.
what evidence did you just burn up? You know, like,
I fucking never. Absolutely never. That is
What if?
insane.
What if Paulie didn't make it, and then they replaced Paulie with another cat, and then had to trim a bunch of fucking toes off of him?
right?
Look like him.
Like a
Lather
bonsai
him in
plant.
honey.
They had to
Yeah,
go get
honey.
another cat with a whole bunch of toes and just start working them down. Imagine.
They grabbed you one out of the loaner box to make it.
I don't think it's a stretch to say that if we had not been the ones who picked him, that he'd be dead.
Right.
Like,
Probably.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's a stretch at all.
No.
I think that other vet would have killed him through just sheer stupidity.
Yeah, man. Like, no, it's crusty, hard, and wet and cold. That's great. No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's what you're shooting for.
Yeah.
That's
You know
like-
what you want him to do? Lick it as hard as he can. Have him bite at it. Get that fur off. That hard, crusty, gooey fur. Have him bite that shit off.
Yeah, I know
That dude's
where-
probably throwing turtles over the fence all the time.
hey! Those turtles were already dead. And that was a
I
completely,
swear, man.
perfectly fine empty lot for those turtles to live for eternity. They were probably some delicious food for some fucked up bird.
Danny DeVito bird.
Danny DeVito, DreamWorks duck, and Robert Pattinson fucked up Studio Ghibli heron just hanging out together. Call them the shitbirds.
Oh my god, that is so fucking nuts, dude. Absolutely insane.
I honestly can't even. I'm just like blown away. Blown away. Because, like I said, you would think if somebody brought you a living creature and was like, do you think you could do surgery on this? And you knew that you couldn't, that you would just be like, I cannot. Thank you for asking, but no, I can't.
Right.
You know? Like,
I'm always trying to tell people I can't handle tasks.
What if this guy is in the situation like Jim Carrey's character in Yes Man, where he just has to say yes to everything, and it's slowly led him to becoming a vet?
It's very odd to me because, like, I know Nice is kind of kidding, but, like, I spend most of my workday being like, that's actually not my job, not my responsibility. You want to go talk to this other person, you know? Like, I do that all day long. So when they were like, hey, can you do PoP surgery? I was like, I can't. Figure it out. You know? Like,
I mean, I could.
I
do
can't.
paw
I can't even
surgery
do
if I
the
need
mental
to.
gymnastics it takes to like get there. You know,
yeah.
so fucking crazy.
I can do paw surgery.
Like,
You're
Lee,
saying you need
so,
these
like,
4 paws
you're-
removed?
You're hanging out at your job, Lee. They're like, Lee, here's what we need. We need a quick little dashboard to show us the number of old women who have breast cancer. And then we need you to go cure them. You know? You'd be like, I can help you with the
I could actually
dashboard.
do the first half, right? Yeah,
Yeah, like, I
I could
can't.
totally do that.
I can't do the second part, though. You're going to need to talk to somebody else about that, you know? Like, you wouldn't just be like, I got this, and grab a scalpel. Just be like, we're cutting tits off till we
It's
get them
straight up
healed.
some Dr. Nick Riviera shit, like 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's so crazy.
Absolutely.
Like, that hit me today. I'm like, he's the vet version of Dr. Nick. It's
Oh, yeah.
absurd.
I've been saying that to Lisa since November.
It's so fucking crazy. Whew, God damn. Well, we were gonna do a recap. They're the top 6 toys of 23, but that story was worth telling, and we got a little fucked up at the start, so we'll do that next week. Apologies to anybody on the edge of their seat, waiting for our hot takes. Grown ass man
switch
talking
and
about
bait.
toys.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the old switch and bait.
Yeah,
We're like AEW.
we will-
Look at us.
yeah. It was me all along, Austin.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
What if they
I'm still
opened with
fucked up by that story.
MJF
So crazy.
waking up in the shower and he still has his title?
Oh my god.
Who's Adam Cole? No. Oh,
I would never watch wrestling again.
that'd be so stupid. It's like, remember when they killed Vince McMahon? They blew up his limo, and then they were like, "No, not really."
Well, you remember the details behind that, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Little bit, I do. Yes.
Whoops.
God. All right, so we'll be back next week. We'll talk about toys, talk about bullshit. Fucking good luck to little walnuts. Fucking, this is absolutely insane.
Yeah, when all this started, it's bizarre because when all this started, I was watching Sopranos, and Paulie is, of course, the character on there. So that was a great time. I am now, like, I've watched all of Barry, all of Oz, and most of Boardwalk Empire since all this began, but, you know.
Oh, my God. You saw so many dicks on Oz.
So many dicks on Oz. I do have a theory, though. I know Oz came out a very long time ago. Now, keep bearing in mind, I'm not the best at watching the screen, so I will absolutely caveat this with that. But I did spend a lot of my time watching Oz, Sheldon, and Polly, so I was watching the screen for that. I don't think there was as many dicks as you remember, but the dicks that there were very memorable. They were very memorable dicks.
Yeah,
So I think that's what's going on. It was quality over quantity.
No, there was a time where there were like 2 or 3 dicks an episode.
I did not see 2 or 3 an episode.
Well, because
like it wasn't always looking.
It wasn't like it was the point of the scene. It was, they're either in the hole or getting thrown into the hole or whatever.
Oh, yeah. No, every time they're thrown in the hole, anybody with a dick worth showing was like, film me standing up. And then you'd get the ones that would get like, they'd cut to them just laying on the ground with their ass out, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yep. Dick just
a little shy.
Dickhead just touching the floor.
Yeah.
And then like, Chris Maloney's like, I'm a piss in this bucket, film it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best part of Oz was the dude in his cell covered himself in his own shit, smeared it all on the walls and all over his face and all that. He's in solitary. And the night guard comes walking by and glances in that little hole and sees him doing it and just shuts the window. It's just like, that's a day shift problem. Like, I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, I feel that.
Little did you know that was Paulie's vet was working at Oz. Just half-assing it.
And that dude grew his fingernails out and acted like Wolverine. Holy shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Holy shit, what a show.
That show is wild.
How
Absolutely
did
fucking
Adebisi keep that hat on his head? My theory...
I still don't know. To this day, I don't know.
My theory is that he only grew hair where the hat sits. So he had like a little cone of hair that the hat would then sit on.
I think didn't Ryan O'Reilly at one point look at him and was like, how the hell do you keep that hat on?
Yes. Towards the end, it started getting real meta, I feel.
Well, yeah, because especially like when Hill dies and they show the book that like they actually made that book. Like Hill's book actually got published in real life. Like it's a real thing. It's pretty cool. Oh, that's absolutely crazy. All right, let's land this fucking bird. Happy New Year, everybody. Glad everybody's okay. Glad fucking Paulie's all right, despite that vet's best efforts. Jesus Christ.
Seriously.
I hope you all have very easy, slidey shits in 2024.
Yeah. But good volume, good consistency. Like, nothing, it's good. Hope girth, texture, consistency. I hope it's all good. It's really good. We're pulling for Brown in 2024.
We want you to have a smile as you're walking out of the bathroom this year.
Yeah, that's right. Just fucking giving yourself a good old slap on the back. Like you did a good one. So for Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, Kelly Harris, and our good buddy Mahoney, and Paulie out there, I am the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Talk to you guys next week. We'll talk about toys. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
Do you mind if I do?
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Do you mind if I do? Do you mind if I do?
Fucking Google something.
Do you mind if I do?
Holy shit.
Do you mind if I do?
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Do you mind if I do?
I didn't want to say it.
Do you mind if I do?
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa. Do you mind if I do?
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Do you mind if I do?
Why you keep bugging us, you two?
Do you mind if I do?
You fucking Google ass bitch. That's it. Show's over. We're done.
See you next Tuesday.